And joining us now to speak about the future of the Republican Party is former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. Good morning, Speaker.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Really
glad for you to all be out here. I'm glad you're doing it in the morning, not in the afternoon.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Oh, yeah, say that again. So I want to start with this question of affordability. We just heard from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He says prices are going to be coming down soon. He told me Labor Day is when gas prices are going to be back under $3 a gallon. We have CBS News polling that shows that most Americans describe their feelings about the economy as frustrated or angry. We are heading into a midterm election, and the president ran on bringing prices down. I think he even said on day one. So where is the focus? Why is that not happening?
Well, you saw what happened in the Middle East. And unfortunately, you were correct about some states are more than others. If you look at California under Gavin Newsom, he actually raised it another 2 cents. So you pay 63 cents in taxes on your gas. So even though the price of oil is lower, they make the cost so much higher. So you're over $6 out there. But as that price of oil comes down, it takes time to go through. I think by Labor Day it will be lower. But, you know, groceries are things people have concern with. You're looking at the ability to buy houses. This is a real challenge all the way through, especially if you're a single parent. But I know the focus has gone greatly. And one of the topics that Bessent was talking about right there is going to change America, that we are investing in our children now. And remember when Einstein said the only miracle in this world is compound interest. And when these children become 18, it doesn't matter where you grew up in the walk of life, you're going to have a nest egg. And that money that goes into the market, that's capital that actually builds more and more. So the future for America is so bright. Look, we're celebrating 250 years of the greatest experiment of self-government the world has ever known. It doesn't mean we're perfect. We strive for a more perfect union. But we're in a stronger position today than the founders ever were and what they dreamed of.
It's just hard to look ahead when people are feeling that financial pinch right now. President Trump was heavily criticized for postponing the signing of a bipartisan affordable housing bill. And he dismissed it, saying it's of minor importance. If you were still Speaker of the House, what would you advise the president?
I celebrate every bill that gets done, especially in the housing bill was bipartisan. You watch Tim Scott over on the Senate side. I watched French Hill and Maxine Waters put together. And this was a great experiment in how our government works. The Senate passed one version. The House didn't like it. They went to compromise. The House came together, Republicans and Democrats, by over 300 and some odd votes, amended the Senate bill. So it's something I would actually celebrate. It's where we found common ground to actually help us build housing, help us lower the price and make it more affordable. That's one of the biggest dreams most people have. So I'd celebrate that.
Mr. Speaker, let me ask you about something else. Throughout American history, we've expected presidents to separate their public duties from their financial interests. As you know, the president recently disclosed that he made $1 billion in crypto last year. Regardless of party or any one investment, where do you think the line should be? At what point does a president's personal enrichment, whether it's through business investments or licensing deals, when do you believe Congress should play a larger role in defining and policing those boundaries?
Well, see, this is a great question, but what's so unique about President Trump, he was a billionaire before he ever came in office. And it wasn't like he went out and said, as president, he's making some trade, because his money's in a blind trust. And if you already have money, it's going to compound either. He actually
But that's not what he's...
I know, but what we saw within crypto, he made sure that America is in charge of it, that China's not able. So, of course, that's going to rise up. But this is a real concern we have, because I watched, as a member of Congress, I never traded individual stocks. But I watched Nancy Pelosi make $5 million in a quarter by doing options.
So, regardless of party, you agree that Congress should take a larger role?
Yes, I do not think Congress should be trading stocks. And I watch the American public. Now, I don't think an individual would make a fundamental difference, but I know as Speaker, I could make a difference. I could determine what came to the floor and what couldn't. And so I think simply from that, only in mutual funds. I don't want to have a challenge where someone's married to someone, they got investments in a stock of that company. Let's have common sense.
There needs to be some regulation.
But don't be traded. Exactly.
All right. Kevin McCarthy, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you for celebrating America, and for the next 250 years, let's continue to improve.
Let's do it. All right, here for it.